Hello! Welcome to White Tarot, where the reader is bubbly, but the readings can get dark. So today I am going to be doing the second half of September for Sagittarius. Let's start off with the Sagittarius Animal Oracle reading. Let's see what we get. Nope. There we go. Okay, so we have the beaver, the panther, and the camel. This is an interesting mix, and I don't pull these cards very often, so we'll see what they mean. Beaver, beaver. Here we go. Hard worker, loyal, tireless, family first. The beaver personality is a welcomed sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family and express it by way of the earth element, providing a home, financial stability. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months, or years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term, steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga, selfless service. When in balance, happy, meaningful work. When out of balance, feels useless, worn out. To bring into balance, physical labor, selfless service. Next, the panther. Okay. I want to say, before I read up the panther, the beaver card feels unnatural to me. It feels out of place in the Sagittarius energy. It feels past tense or getting to where it's past tense. I don't know how to explain it. It feels like the matrix that you are breaking out of. So, panther, annihilation of the unnecessary, purging. The panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. When in balance, brave, productive. When out of balance, self-destructive. To bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. I've had a couple panther moments in my own life, and it is a time where your faith definitely gets tested. I found myself with my back against the wall and no plan A, no plan B, nothing. I had no idea how I was going to get out of it. And every single time, things end up falling into place differently, in better ways, in ways that make it make sense later. And so I've found that if you are having a personal tower moment in your life and you're sure that your intentions have been good, that you have been living your life earnestly, that's a moment where you need to have faith both in the divine and in yourself. Kind of in a, I trust the path that I've walked. I trust the intentions that I've lived my life with. I trust my heart. I trust myself. And so I trust that spirit is cradling me in good hands. That spirit has good intentions for me, even when it looks messy. I have a grid that I set up sometimes when I start to feel like I don't belong in my own life. It is a crystal grid with a lot of moldavite pieces. And I can take those risks because I trust that things will fall back into place in whatever way I needed it to. So basically, what I'm saying is that shakeups are not always a bad thing. They're uncomfortable, they're scary, like it says right here, but they're necessary. They're what happens when we hit a spot in our life where we are waiting to be ready. And the truth is that we never will be. Camel, resourceful, independent, knows oneself. The camel can handle absolutely anything as it carries a wealth of nourishment within. This wondrous creature is self-reliant and handles challenge with ease. Even in the face of excess heat, judgment, or anger, the camel searches inside for the cool elixir of water to calm the situation. The camel represents the ultimate form of bringing opposites into balance, fire and water, and being responsible for one's own reactions. The camel is a wonderful traveler and is especially fond of trips to faraway lands. When in balance, calm, content, sparkle in eye. When out of balance, dehydrated, lacks vitality. To bring into balance, a pilgrimage. Now, was that not what I was just talking about? I'm excited to see how the readings turn out. All right. Sagittarius, love. Mother of Swords. Wow. Okay. Ace of Wands. Three of Swords. Father of Wands. Nope, that one doesn't want to go back in. Mother of Pentacles. She has been showing up a lot lately. Nine of Swords. Three of Wands. The Tower. The Panther. Three of Pentacles. No, you belong here. Son of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. The Lovers. Strength. Still in frame? Yes. The Hanged Man. This to me feels like initiating. It feels like a conversation that happens after you've gathered yourself and your thoughts. It's being framed as a beginning, but it also feels like the ending of something. Because we have the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords here. It looks like there was a lot of anguish associated with this decision. A lot of deliberation. Because you're trying to choose between being... It's like you're trying to choose between two different versions of yourself. Because Sagittarius is a very passionate sign, but they are also a very dedicated sign. They need adventure, they need passion, they need heat in life. Because it fuels their vitality. Sagittarius is not meant to be tamed, but at the same time, there's another part of them that almost adapts. Yeah, almost adapts in order to keep the things that matter to them or the people that matter to them. They kind of tend to tone themselves down, tame themselves down in order to fit the needs of the people that matter to them. But deep down, a Sagittarius is always going to have that fire in their belly. And it's almost like there's something that is making you have to choose between whether you want to be who you want to be and who you are, and something that makes you sacrifice this part of yourself in order to fit. But to love a Sagittarius whole is to also love their fire. But there's a version of yourself that you had to become for someone else. And you're conflicted between the two. This isn't a choice between two external people. This is a choice between the version of yourself that you want to be. Three of Wands, embarking on a new journey. Three of Pentacles, strategic planning. The Tower, something in your life was not sustainable and it needed to crumble. But it was too complicated of a thing to just jump into it. This wasn't something that you could be impulsive with. This was something that needed a lot of deliberation and a lot of planning. But the tower needed to fall, regardless. I'm talking like it's all in past tense, but sorry, that's because it all happened already in my head. But you could be anywhere along this storyline. The Hanged Man. Losing this tower, or this tower falling, is also going to put things into perspective for you. There's a different way of seeing all of this. These feel like what will be left after the tower crumbles. There's a sense of a little bit of material loss. It doesn't feel like something too drastic, but some material loss. Losing a home on an emotional level. Son of Cups. This feels like if you're worried that your children won't love or respect you for making this decision, or if you feel like you're going to lose your children in making this decision, this feels like maybe it'll be after some time, but I don't feel, this feels unwavering to me. The Son of Cups. This feels like the love of a child, and this feels unwavering. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, and that feels like rebuilding. With the Lovers being here as well, it feels like it's with someone else. And we have Strength, and this feels like you regain that by embodying the Father of Wands. This to me is more about your internal journey rather than what is happening outside of you, who you want to be with, who you're going to be with, who you're leaving behind. This feels more centered around the transformation within yourself. Overall, this feels more like you are realizing that you are feeling some imposter syndrome in your own life. And when you choose to embody more of who you are, and you take the leap, the brave first step forward, and you get through the aftermath, this feels more Sagittarius to me. The Lovers and Strength. Because like I said, Sagittarius is a passionate sign. They have a fire in their belly, and they are powerful, powerful people. I could pull more as far as outcome beyond rebuilding, but they're telling me that that will look different for everyone, and that part is up to you. What the future will look like, it will look like whatever you want it to look like. That's what I'm hearing. It will look like whatever you want it to look like, because you are finally stepping into the energy of a Sagittarius. The fighter and the lover. The hunter and the nurturer. Both of these integrated into one, to me, is the strength card. Because he has the sun behind him, his fire pushing him forward. And he has a rose in his mouth. He is the message that strength, power, love, nurturing are not polarities. They can be one. Because real love comes from strength. It looks like Sagittarius is going through a tower moment, a panther moment. But, as we saw with the camel, this is going to be a good reminder of the stuff you're made of. You go fight for that love, Sagittarius. I believe in you. All right. Now, Sagittarius, work. Okay, so we have 5 of Swords, self-destruction, 8 of Cups, leaving something behind, abandonment, loss, separation. Father of Swords, 3 of Cups. Oh, and the Hanged Man is here too. Could mean feeling stuck or seeing things from a different perspective. With the Hanged Man coming out with the 2 of Swords, which is a stalemate, indecisiveness, feels more like a stuck energy. We have the Eight of Wands, fast movement, inspiration, Father of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. Nine of Wands, upward movement, Nine of Cups. It's interesting that 9-9 is popping up, considering that we are in the 999 portal on the day of my filming this, which is all about, oh, we have the Mother of Wands, Mother of Wands, Mother of Wands. There we have it, the Fool. You go here. It seems that you have two possible paths here, Sag. That's how it's shaping up. And I think these go like that. This is in the past. Here we go. So what it feels like is you just recently left a job or lost a job, whichever. And what is swaying a lot of your decision making right now is this energy of the Mother of Wands. The Mother of Wands to me is very conservative, protective. She really reminds me, I know this card means a different thing in this deck, but her body language reminds me of the Four of Pentacles. It reminds me of someone that's holding on to their resources. I also heard think about the kids. So it's her eggs that she's coiled around and protecting. And it feels like maybe in your navigating of the situation, it feels like a big factor is also the material stability of children. Two of Swords, Hangman, giving me similar but not the same vibes. Two of Swords is a stalemate. It's indecision. It's blindfold. But it feels like you're adamant about rebuilding on the same track, while the Hanged Man, seeing things from a different perspective while also feeling stuck. Because on the track of the Two of Swords, we have the Father of Swords, the Eight of Wands, Father of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. And this feels like if you stay on the same track, it's going to be easier to get back to where you want to be or where you need to be. As in, if you stay in the same field, yeah, if you stay in the same field, if you stick with what you know, it's not going to be difficult getting back to where you need to be or want to be. This feels fast. Father of Swords, it feels like something that you know well already. Father of Pentacles, that's a very steady energy. Nine of Wands, upward movement. So this feels like rebuilding on the same track, but with the Hanged Man, change in perspective, but feeling stuck because trying something new, doing something new, it's natural to be hesitant about that. But we have the Three of Cups. There's something that you're reconciling with within yourself. A Fool, Leap of Faith, Wheel of Fortune says luck is on your side. And we have the Nine of Cups, and this is emotional fulfillment. So this feels like the harder but more fulfilling route is trying something different, trying something new, trying something that's closer to what you feel is at the core of your purpose, the driving force in your life. Yeah, this feels like new territory. And either choice isn't a bad one. Rebuilding on the same track is a quick way to get back on your feet. That's not a bad thing. Taking this route of trying something different, doing something new, I never discourage people from doing that because life isn't meant to be monotonous. So if you want to try something different, I say go for it. But if your needs are heavier on the material stability right now, go for that. This feels inconclusive like the love reading did, but it really seems like right now is a matter of making your own choices. But these are the paths ahead of you, and you can do either thing. You could even do this before you end up doing this. Either way, you're not wrong. There are no right answers right now, but there are no wrong answers either, is what it seems like to me. All right. Sagittarius, shadow work. It seems like right now you're at a point in your life where the overarching energy over everything, love, work, all of it, is the tower. This didn't feel like it belonged anywhere in this track. It felt like a standalone overarching energy, the panther. You're at a point in your life where everything that wasn't meant to be sustainable, that wasn't truly rooted and grounded into who you are, in the embodiment of your authenticity, needs to fall away. And I feel the need to remind you that after the tower comes the star. The star feels like the image that I'm getting is tower crumbled, rubble everywhere. And you're sitting there and you're looking up and you see stars that you couldn't see before because the tower was blocking it. This is a hope. This is a wish. This is a dream. This is the stuff you're made of. Temperance, balance between fire and water, passion and love, the nurturing kind of love, healing. And as I always say, as we heal, we don't become someone else. We don't become someone that we're not. We become more ourselves. And that's what this feels like. Ace of Pentacles. To me, it sounds like a chance to start again. I'm also hearing that Learning to Walk Again song, Walk Again. Was that the title? By the Foo Fighters. As you go through all of this, what is keeping you stuck is the fear of the unknown. Eight of Swords feels like you're growing but under threat. You feel pressure right now to make a decision. I just heard answer to God. It almost feels like your decision feels like your answer to a higher power. It feels like you're being interrogated almost. And this also comes with a lot of self-judgment, kind of I can't say that. I can't answer that way because it's wrong or it's not moral or it's this or that. When that wasn't the question at all. The question wasn't, what do you think spirit wants to hear? The question was, who are you? What do you want? And where do you want to go? Nine of Wands is back, upward movement, walking back into the light. Three of Wands, embarking on a new journey, stepping into new territory. Father of Pentacles, Mother of Cups, Son of Cups, Mother of Pentacles, Mother of Swords, Father of Swords. This feels like that surface level, what you think you should be doing versus what you feel you should be doing. Justice is asking you to make a choice without any of the external noise. With the Tower also, perhaps you're questioning if you're knocking the tower over out of a self-destruction. Maybe you should just leave the tower standing. But the Four of Cups is about missing opportunities. I know the Five of Cups is usually the missed opportunity card, but the Four of Cups to me is the missing the opportunity card. It's in front of you and you're not looking at it. Letting an opportunity pass. I heard the word fear, and that tells me that there's a part of you that's tempted to just try to unsee what you've already seen. Try to let an opportunity pass because you're afraid of the tower. A lot of conflicting feelings here. Should I just leave it be? Stay in the status quo? Remain in the matrix? How do I know that these urges to fix my whole life is not just self-destruction? It's not recklessness. I want to speak of my experience a little bit with something like this. I was 29 and dying. I was on my deathbed for about a year. I went very rapidly from being someone who liked kayaking and hiking and bicycle rides and skydiving to being bedridden, needing a wheelchair or a cane to get around in the span of a year. But up until that point, I was also someone who worked myself to death. prioritized people who didn't show up for me when I got sick. I was always running around trying to do things for other people because I thought that being useful was what made me lovable. I was living a life that didn't, I was living a life that made me feel like an imposter. I was, I didn't have much joy in my life at the time. My panther moment was near death. My panther moment was illness because I identified as a strong person. I identified with my independence. I identified myself with my strength, my usefulness, my helpfulness. And when I lost my body, when I lost my vitality, when I lost my energy, my strength, I had to sit with what was left. And I realized that the life that I was living was not sustainable. My refusal to ask for help, my independence was just a shield. Because the inner child in me still felt that love was conditional and that I couldn't need. That if I need and I ask and no one comes, I felt like that would break me. My psyche was at a very delicate point. I abandoned before I was abandoned, and I refused to ask before anyone had a chance to say yes or no. That was how I operated. I operated from a place of fear and a place of pain, a place of trauma. Because I was still operating as if I was still in my childhood home, still in my childhood life, where when I screamed for help, a hero never came, but predators did. And I don't think that I would have ever changed unless I was put in a position where I had no choice but to let myself be helped. Because a lot of people who I thought would show up when I got sick didn't, but a lot of people who I never expected did. I absolutely. The only reason that I got through that was because of the people that were in my life. And so when I came out of the rubble, I looked up and I saw the stars. I saw what I still had. And what I still had was everything that I took for granted. Everything that I shut out of fear. That for some reason never left me. And I had my hanged man moment. My perspective changed and I realized that that is the most important thing in life. Sag, you need to be asking yourself right now how you would feel if your life continued exactly as it is until the day you die. Are you okay with that? The question you need to be asking yourself right now is, can I breathe? Okay, everything's nice on the surface. Things feel stable, look stable. But are you yourself? Are you your whole self? Do you feel safe to embody yourself? Do you feel safe to come out into the light? Are you operating from a place of fear? Or are you operating from a place of love? Are you in the dark to face yourself? Or are you in the dark to hide? Do you know yourself? And how you figure that out is you start to tap into what feels natural to you versus what makes you feel like an imposter in your own life. That's how you find the stuff you're made of. Tower moments are necessary. Tower moments, as scary as they can be. I mean, I literally almost died in mine. Tower moments are the greatest gift that the universe can give you. Because in life, a clear perspective, more self-awareness, more courage, backed with history. As in, I've already seen what I can overcome. I've already seen what I can survive. I've already seen what I am capable of. Those are the things that are going to support you through the rest of your life. The things that you gain from a tower moment are the things that will carry you through the rest of your life. This is absolutely profound. I am loving what the eclipse season is bringing for all of the signs, honestly. Can you imagine a bunch of fully empowered Sagittarius people running around? That would be wild. And the Leos. The Leos are kind of dealing with something similar. Well, this is... I can't wait to do the rest of the readings as well. I'd love to see what's going on with the collective right now. So, if you liked what you saw here today, feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notification button so that you get notified every time I post a video. And I'll see you in the next one.